Humans warn the galaxy. Harm our alien allies, face our wrath. The stars of the Loria system shone brightly, but the beauty of the planets did little to calm the tension in the small human outpost orbiting the largest moon. Captain Ethan Brooks stood on the observation deck, his eyes scanning the dark horizon. The humans had arrived on Loria years ago to maintain peace with its native species, the Zevrans. The Zevrans were gentle, artistic beings with delicate features and long, flowing limbs. They had a unique talent for creating beautiful light patterns in their cities, which glowed softly even at night. Humans admired them for their creativity and compassion, and many considered the Zevrans friends. Ethan's crew was busy at their stations. Lieutenant Grace Harper, a sharp and focused young officer, monitored the communications console. She noticed small signals bouncing off from nearby space, unusual, faint, and troubling. "Captain, I'm picking up some unusual activity near the outer rim," Grace said. Her voice was calm but serious. Ethan leaned closer. "How unusual?" "Ships, unknown type, not part of any fleet we know. They're moving fast, but their numbers are small. Could be a scouting party." Ethan frowned. "Small or not, we can't ignore it. Prepare a full scan and alert the Zevran Council. If anyone tries to attack them, we'll be ready." Grace nodded and typed quickly on her console. "Aye, Captain." The humans had a strong sense of duty when it came to protecting allies. They had learned long ago that showing strength and loyalty was as important as diplomacy. Ethan always reminded his team that a promise to protect was not just words, it was action. Meanwhile, on the surface of the Zevran homeworld, the cities glimmered under twin moons. Children played among the soft, glowing gardens, unaware of the tension above their heads. Leora, a young Zevran artist, carefully worked on a new mural, her fingers painting streams of light on the wall. Her friend Marek watched her quietly. "You seem worried," Marek said softly. "I feel something," Leora replied. "A shadow maybe, I don't know, I just have a feeling that something is coming, not good." Marek shrugged. "It's probably nothing. Humans say the stars are always busy, nothing to worry about." But Leora didn't feel reassured. Her kind had lived through wars before, and she could sense danger in the patterns of the stars. Back on the human outpost, Ethan called a meeting with the senior officers. The room was small, but the large screen in the center displayed the surrounding space. Every officer knew that even a small mistake could cost lives. "We have unknown ships in the outer rim," Ethan began. "We don't know their intentions, but we can't risk waiting. Our first priority is the Zevrans. If anyone attacks them, we respond immediately." Grace spoke next. "Captain, I suggest we prepare a defensive perimeter around the Zevran capital. We can deploy drones and shields in key areas. It will take time to set up, but it will make a strong statement." Ethan nodded. "Good, do it, and keep scanning. I want to know everything about those ships." Hours passed as the crew worked tirelessly. The scanners revealed that the unknown ships were part of the Dralic fleet, a violent group that had attacked many peaceful planets before. Their reputation for cruelty was well known, and they often underestimated humans. But humans had something the Dralics did not. They never hesitated to protect those they cared about. Ethan and Grace watched the incoming data. The Dralic ships were small but fast, like predators circling their prey. They had advanced weapons capable of destroying entire cities if used recklessly. Ethan's jaw tightened. "They won't stop with the Zevrans," he said quietly. "They never do. We need to make them understand we won't let that happen." Grace looked at him. "Do we warn them directly or wait until they make the first move?" Ethan thought for a moment. "We warn them, make it clear, no half measures. If they harm our allies, they will face consequences they can't imagine." He turned to the communications console. "Open a channel to the Dralic command. This is Ethan Brooks, captain of the human outpost on Loria. Listen carefully. Harm the Zevrans and humanity will act. We will not allow anyone to hurt our friends. Make no mistake, your aggression will meet our full response." The crew held their breath as the message transmitted. Silence followed. Then a cold, distorted voice echoed from the speaker. "You humans think you can control the galaxy? You threaten the Dralics? Laughable, we take what we want. The Zevrans are weak, you will do nothing." Grace's fingers tightened on the console. Ethan's eyes narrowed. "They will regret underestimating us," Ethan said calmly. "Prepare defensive positions and get ready to move if they attack." The night stretched long over Loria. In the human outpost, lights blinked as systems prepared for possible combat. On the Zevran surface, families slept, unaware of the danger above. Leora dreamed of light and colors, a world safe for everyone. But the stars held threats, and humans were determined to face them. As dawn approached, the Dralic ships moved closer. Their engines glowed red against the black of space. Ethan and his crew were ready. Drones hummed in the hangar, shields were active, and communication lines were open to all nearby allies. Ethan took a deep breath. Remember, we protect the Zevrans. No unnecessary risks. Show strength, but don't endanger the civilians. Let them see we fight to save, not destroy. Grace nodded. Understood, Captain. Everyone is in position. They won't surprise us. Suddenly, a warning light flashed. The Dralic ships were deploying fighters, small, agile craft designed to strike quickly. The humans launched counter-drones, intercepting the fighters before they reached the Zevran cities. Sparks and flashes lit up space as drones collided with enemy ships. Ethan watched the battle unfold. He admired the precision of his crew. Grace issued commands quickly, moving squads of drones into new positions to block every attack. The Dralics were skilled, but humans were unpredictable. Drones weaved through space, creating barriers and traps. Every time the Dralics tried a new strategy, humans adapted instantly. Above the Zevran capital, Leora woke to a strange feeling. She sensed movement in the sky. Peering out from her window, she saw lights streaking across the stars. She ran outside and gasped. "Marek, look!" Marek joined her, shielding his eyes. "What is happening?" "It's fighting up there," Leora whispered. "The humans, they're protecting us." Ethan's voice came through the emergency channels installed for civilians. "Zevrans, stay inside safe areas. We are handling the attackers. You are safe as long as you follow instructions." The Zevrans watched in awe. Their friends, humans, risked everything to protect them. The battle raged for hours. Despite the Dralic skill, they could not break through. Humans used every trick they had, fast strikes, decoys, and unpredictable maneuvers. Finally, the Dralic fighters retreated, leaving the larger ships to regroup farther away. Ethan knew this was only a temporary victory. The Dralics would not give up, but the humans had made their point clear. Anyone who harmed their allies would face consequences. Ethan turned to Grace. This was only the first step. "They need to understand humans do not make empty threats. We protect our friends no matter the cost." Grace smiled faintly. "And now the galaxy knows that." On the Zevran surface, Leora and Marek looked at the sky. The humans had defended them, and for the first time, the Zevrans felt true safety. Leora whispered, maybe the humans are different. Maybe they really care." Ethan stood on the observation deck, staring at the stars where the Dralic fleet had vanished. His voice was quiet but firm. "We will always protect those who cannot protect themselves. The galaxy should remember that, always." The sun rose over Loria, casting warm light on the glowing cities below. For now, peace returned, but humans and their allies knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was watching, and humanity had just sent a clear message: harm our allies and face our wrath. And somewhere deep in space, the Dralics prepared. They would not forget the humans, and they would not forgive. But humans were ready. Ethan, Grace, and the crew knew one thing: when humans fought for justice and friendship, nothing could stand in their way. The galaxy was talking about humans now. Stories of the battle at Loria spread quickly. Many species could not believe that humans would risk everything to protect a peaceful people like the Zevrans. Some were impressed, while others were afraid. But all knew one thing: humans were not to be ignored. Captain Ethan Brooks and his crew were busy preparing for what came next. The Dralics had retreated for now, but humans knew they would return. The Dralics were clever and cruel, and they would not forget being humiliated by a smaller fleet. Humans had to be ready for anything. Ethan walked through the hangar, looking at the drones and small ships lined up for patrol. Lieutenant Grace Harper was there, checking the systems. Her eyes were sharp, moving quickly over every console. "Captain, the new drones are ready," Grace said. "They have improved shields and can move faster than the Dralic fighters. We can control multiple units at once. It should give us an advantage if they come back." Ethan nodded. "Good work, Lieutenant. Keep testing them until the fleet is fully operational." "I want no mistakes next time." The humans had not only built strong defenses, but also new technology that no one had seen before. Their drones could change shape and speed in battle. Their ships had shields that could absorb energy and redirect it. Humans had become masters of adapting to any threat. Meanwhile, the Zevrans were slowly returning to normal life. The city glowed with its soft lights, and families tried to relax. Leora, the young Zevran artist, had spent the night watching the stars, thinking about the humans who had saved her people. "They are amazing," she said to Merrick as they walked through the gardens. "I've never seen anyone fight like that. They didn't just destroy the Dralics. They protected us, they care." Merrick nodded. "Yes, they care. I've never seen anyone like them, but I am afraid the Dralics will come back, and next time it could be worse." Leora held his hand. "Then we have to trust the humans. They will protect us." Back on the human outpost, Ethan called a meeting with his senior officers. The large screen in the room displayed maps of surrounding star systems. Red dots showed Dralic positions far away from Loria. "The Dralics are planning something," Ethan said. "I can feel it." "They are not done. Our job is to show the galaxy that attacking our allies is impossible. We need a demonstration they will never forget." Grace leaned forward. "Captain, we could use the Zevran system as a test. Not to harm anyone, but to show humans can strike and defend at the same time. If the Dralics see that, they will think twice." Ethan considered her words. "Yes, we will show them power, but also restraint. We fight to protect, not to destroy. That is our message." The crew worked day and night. Engineers tested new drones while pilots ran simulations of battle. Humans moved with precision, knowing that every moment counted. They had no time for fear. Only action mattered. Then, a message arrived from the Galactic Council. Many species were nervous about humans taking action on Loria. Some thought humans were becoming too powerful, too bold. "Captain Brooks," the message read, "your actions have caused concern. We request a meeting with human representatives to discuss your methods." Ethan frowned. "Ignore them for now. Our priority is protecting the Zevrans. Humans do not wait for permission to save lives." Grace nodded. "They will understand soon enough. Actions speak louder than words." As humans prepared, the Dralics made their move. Scouts reported that a small group of their ships was approaching a nearby Zevran colony. Ethan acted quickly. "Launch the drones and deploy the shields," he ordered. "We intercept them before they reach the planet." Drones flew into space with silent hums. They moved faster than any Dralic fighter, creating a barrier around the colony. Grace directed them like a conductor leading an orchestra. Each movement was precise. Each strike blocked enemy attacks. The Dralic fighters were surprised. They had expected humans to wait, to hesitate. But humans moved immediately, protecting their allies with skill and speed. Energy beams flashed across space, but no civilian buildings were harmed. The humans had mastered the balance of power and restraint. On the Zevran colony, the people watched in awe. Leora and Merrick stood in the central plaza, looking at the sky filled with flashing lights. "They are incredible," Leora whispered. "They are not just strong, they are careful. They don't want to hurt us, but they will fight anyone who threatens us." Merrick nodded. "I have never seen anything like this. Humans are different. They care about friends in a way no one else does." The battle continued for hours. The Dralic ships tried to break through the human defenses, but the humans adapted to every move. Drones shifted positions, shields moved, and human ships attacked strategically. Ethan watched the battle from the observation deck. He knew the Dralics would not give up, but humans had already sent a message. "Every species in this galaxy will understand one thing," he said quietly. "Harm our allies and you will face consequences. We do not bluff, we do not hesitate. We protect those who cannot protect themselves." Finally, the Dralic ships retreated again, unable to defeat the humans. Ethan allowed himself a small smile. The humans had not destroyed their enemies, but they had proven their strength. Grace came to him. "Captain, they won't forget this. Every council member will hear about it. Every Dralic ship will remember humans can fight and protect at the same time." Ethan nodded. "Yes, but this is only the beginning. The galaxy is watching. We have shown power and restraint, but we must be ready for what comes next." The Zevrans celebrated quietly that evening. Their cities glowed brighter than ever, as if they knew their friends had saved them. Leora painted a new mural in honor of the humans. The painting showed a human figure standing between Zevrans and the stars, a shield of light protecting them all. "This is for you," Leora said, "for the humans who saved us." Back on the outpost, Ethan and his crew reviewed the battle data. They found ways to improve, to make defenses stronger, and to act faster if the Dralics returned. Every improvement was designed to protect, not to destroy. Humans had a reputation for justice as much as for power. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council continued to debate. Some members wanted to punish humans for acting without permission. Others realized that humans had only done what was necessary to save lives. The debate continued, but one thing was clear. Humans were now a force that could not be ignored. Ethan met with Dr. Nathaniel Scott, the chief scientist. "How soon can the new drones be ready?" he asked. "2 days, Captain," Nathaniel replied. "They can defend entire planets if necessary. We can use them to show the galaxy humans are serious about protection." Ethan nodded. "Good. We will need them. The Daleks will not wait long." Grace came in with a report. "Captain, we've received messages from neighboring star systems. Many species are sending thanks, asking for humans to protect them too. The word is spreading. Humans are seen as guardians now." Ethan smiled. "That is exactly what we want. The galaxy needs to know that humans fight for justice, for friends, for those who cannot defend themselves." As night fell over Loria, Ethan looked at the stars. Somewhere out there, the Daleks were plotting. Humans would be ready. They had strength, courage, and loyalty on their side. And more than that, they had a message. Anyone who harms their allies will face the full force of human power. On the Zevran's surface, Leora painted her final touches on the mural. She added a human hand reaching out to protect Zevran children under a sky of stars. "They will always be there for us," she whispered. "They will always fight for us." And far above, the humans prepared. Their ships were ready, their drones were ready, and their hearts were ready. The galaxy was beginning to understand that humans were not just another species. They were protectors, fighters, and friends. The Daleks would learn soon enough. Humans do not wait. Humans do not compromise when it comes to their allies. Humans fight. Humans protect, and humans never forget. Ethan turned to Grace. "Tomorrow we test the new drones in a live exercise. Let the galaxy see what humans can do." Grace nodded. "Yes, Captain. And when the Daleks return, they will know humans do not bluff." The stars shone over Loria, calm for now, but full of silent warnings. Humans were here, and the galaxy would never be the same. The news of humans defending the Zevrans spread quickly through the galaxy. Some species cheered, admiring the courage and skill of humans. Others were worried. Many councils and rulers whispered in their chambers. They had never seen humans act so boldly, and some feared what humans could do next. Captain Ethan Brooks stood on the observation deck of the human outpost, looking at the distant stars. Lieutenant Grace Harper joined him, holding a report from the sensors. "The Daleks are quiet for now," Grace said, "but I don't trust it. They are probably planning something bigger. And the Galactic Council, they are watching us closely. Some of their representatives are not happy." Ethan nodded. "They never expected humans to act so fast. That is their problem, not ours. We protect our allies. That is all that matters." Meanwhile, on the Zevran planet, Leora and Merrick were walking through the city. The glow of the light gardens felt warm and safe. Children played and families talked quietly, enjoying the calm. "I still worry," Merrick said. "The Daleks won't give up." "Humans are strong, but the Daleks are clever. What if they come back and it's worse?" Leora squeezed his hand. "Then humans will fight again. I know they will. They always fight for us. They care about our lives." Back on the human outpost, Ethan called a meeting with his senior officers. The room was quiet but tense. On the large screen, a message from the Galactic Council appeared. "Humans," the message read, "your actions on Loria have caused concern. Your intervention, though protective, bypassed Council protocols. We request an explanation. Your actions could destabilize the balance of power. Representatives will meet with you to discuss this matter." Ethan's jaw tightened. "They do not understand. Humans do not wait while innocent lives are at risk. We act. That is our way. We will explain, but we will not apologize for protecting allies." Grace spoke softly. "Captain, they might try to pressure us. Some species will see our actions as dangerous. We have to be careful with words, but firm in principle." Ethan nodded. "Yes, we speak with courage, not fear. The message is simple. Humans protect those who cannot protect themselves. That will not change." A few hours later, the meeting began. The human representatives included Ethan, Grace, and diplomat Olivia Carter. The Galactic Council's chamber was enormous, with hundreds of species watching and listening. Many looked worried. Some whispered behind their screens. Ethan stood tall. "We understand your concern. But we cannot accept a world where innocent beings are destroyed because someone waits for permission. Our actions on Loria saved thousands of lives. If we had delayed, the Zevrans might not have survived." A tall alien with silver skin and multiple eyes spoke. Captain Brooks, your actions were reckless. You bypassed council authority. You act as if humans alone decide what is right in the galaxy. How can we trust you not to impose your will on other planets? Ethan's voice was calm but strong. We do not impose our will, we protect. That is different. We will never attack without cause. But if someone threatens a vulnerable species, humans will act. That is our promise. You may not like it, but the Zevrans are alive because of us. That is the difference between words and action. Another alien council member, smaller and green-skinned, spoke next. And what of the Dralics? Do you intend to continue fighting them? Your interference could provoke war on a larger scale. Ethan's eyes met theirs. We will not provoke war. We will not strike without reason. But the Dralics are already a threat. They attack peaceful worlds. We will respond if they harm anyone under our protection. If that causes others to fear humans, so be it. We cannot stand by while innocents suffer. The chamber fell silent. Some council members whispered nervously. Humans were different from any species they had dealt with. They were powerful but not reckless. They acted for justice, and that made them unpredictable. Diplomat Olivia Carter spoke next. The council must understand that humans value life. We do not seek domination, we seek protection. Our allies are safe because of our presence. That is the message we carry. Humans do not attack for power, we defend for principle. A few minutes later, the session ended. The council would deliberate, but humans returned to their outpost knowing they had spoken the truth. Their position was clear. Allies must be protected no matter the cost. Ethan turned to Grace. They will not forget what we said, but we must be ready. The Dralics are still out there. They will test us again. Grace nodded. Yes, Captain, but every species that watches will also remember. They will see humans as protectors, not just fighters. That night, the humans conducted training exercises. Drones flew through obstacle courses in space, testing speed, shields, and adaptability. Pilots practiced maneuvers that could intercept enemy ships before they reached civilian areas. Humans worked with precision, but also with care. Their technology was advanced, but it served the goal of protection, not destruction. Meanwhile, the Zevrans watched from their cities. Leora painted another mural, showing humans standing between Zevran children and the shadows of the stars. Merrick watched quietly. They are amazing, he said. I hope they never leave. They won't, Leora replied. They are our friends and they will always fight for us. Days passed. The council sent messages asking for updates. Humans responded honestly, sharing data about Dralic movements and their defensive preparations. They also sent warnings. Any attack on their allies would be met with full force. Some species began to change their view of humans. They realized that humans were not just unpredictable fighters, but loyal friends. If a species harmed others, humans would intervene. That principle spread across star systems faster than any fleet could travel. But in the shadows, the Dralics were planning. They could not accept humiliation. Their leaders argued and debated. Some wanted to attack immediately. Others suggested a careful approach, waiting for the humans to make a mistake. One Dralic commander said, "These humans are clever, but they care too much for their allies. That is their weakness. Strike when they are distracted and we will win." But others disagreed. "No, they are strong and their loyalty makes them dangerous. We must retreat for now and plan carefully. Humans cannot be underestimated." Back on Loria, Ethan and Grace continued their preparations. They monitored Dralic activity closely, analyzing every movement. Humans were ready to defend, but they also wanted to show restraint. Every action was designed to protect, not to harm. Dr. Nathaniel Scott, the chief scientist, presented his latest work. "Captain, the new drones are ready for live tests. They can defend entire planets simultaneously if needed. Their shields are stronger and they can respond faster than any enemy we have seen." Ethan nodded. "Excellent. Begin simulations immediately. We need perfection. If the Dralics return, we must be ready to protect Zevrans and any other allies without hesitation." Grace added, "Captain, neighboring systems are requesting human protection now. They see the Zevran defense and want humans to stand for them too." Ethan's eyes narrowed. "We cannot protect everyone at once, but we can make sure that every species knows humans fight for their friends. That is enough. Fear or respect, it will make the difference." That evening, Leora and Merrick visited the human outpost with permission from the Zevran Council. They watched humans test the new drones. The drones moved with speed and precision, forming barriers in space, intercepting simulated attacks and demonstrating control no other species could match. "They are incredible," Leora whispered. "Not just strong, but careful. They don't destroy, they protect." "That is why they are different," Merrick nodded. "I have never seen anyone like them. They are not like the Dralics. They care about life. They fight for what is right." Ethan noticed the young Zevrans watching. "We protect our allies," he said quietly. "That is the most important thing. We will not let anyone suffer while we can act," Grace added. "And now the galaxy knows it. Humans are different. Humans are dangerous if they threaten the innocent, but loyal to those who deserve protection." Far away, the Dralics watched from a hidden location. They recorded every movement of the human drones and ships. Their leaders were growing anxious. "These humans are unlike any species we have fought," one Dralic commander said. "They are clever and they care. That combination is deadly. We must rethink our approach." But humans were not waiting. Ethan prepared for the possibility of a larger attack. Every crew member knew their role. Every drone, every ship, every strategy was ready to act. Humans had learned that true power came not only from strength, but from loyalty, courage, and precision. The Zevrans slept peacefully that night, unaware of the silent warning humans had sent across the stars. Leora dreamed of light and protection, knowing humans would always fight for them. And far in space, Ethan looked at the stars, thinking of the Dralics and all other threats. Humans had made a clear choice. They would defend their friends at any cost. The galaxy could fear them, respect them, or both. But humans would never abandon their allies. The stars were calm, but the message was clear. Humans were watching, humans were ready, and humans would act. Anyone who harmed the innocent would face their wrath. The galaxy was beginning to understand. Humans were no ordinary species. They were protectors, fighters, and friends, and they would never forget the promise they had made. The warning lights on the human outpost blinked urgently. Captain Ethan Brooks stood on the observation deck, scanning the vast darkness of space. The Dralics had made their move. Reports confirmed that a large fleet was heading toward a remote Zevran colony. This time, the attack was bigger, more organized, and clearly intended to test human defenses. Lieutenant Grace Harper was already at the tactical console, analyzing data. "Captain, they are moving fast and in multiple formations. If they reach the planet, they could cause massive damage." Ethan clenched his fists. "Not if we get there first. Prepare the fleet for immediate departure. Launch the drones and set up orbital shields. Every civilian on that planet must be protected." The humans acted with speed and precision. Ships powered up, drones hummed as they activated, and shields formed protective layers around the Zevran colony. Every officer knew their role. Humans had trained for this moment, and nothing would be left to chance. "Ethan, sensors report multiple bombers approaching the surface," Grace said. "They are designed to penetrate shields. We need a new strategy." Ethan thought quickly. "Split the drones into interception groups. Lead a decoy fleet to draw the bombers away while the main defense remains above the city. Timing must be perfect." The drones shot into space like silver streaks, weaving around the Dralic bombers. They moved with incredible speed and accuracy, intercepting attacks before the enemy could reach the Zevrans. Energy beams flashed and exploded in the void, but the human drones adjusted instantly, protecting the planet below. On the Zevran surface, Leora and Merrick watched from a secure underground shelter. "Do you see that?" Leora whispered. "The humans, they are saving us again." Merrick nodded. "I can't believe it. No one else would fight like this. They are incredible." Above them, human ships executed complex maneuvers. Ethan led the main fleet, using decoys to confuse the Dralic ships. Grace coordinated the drones with precision, ensuring that no civilian areas were hit. Humans were not just fighting, they were defending. The Dralic fleet grew frustrated. Every plan they tried failed. Human drones anticipated their moves, blocking attacks, redirecting fire, and protecting civilians. The Dralics were skilled, but humans were unpredictable and loyal. That combination made them dangerous. Ethan issued orders calmly, his voice steady. "Hold the line, protect every civilian, intercept every bomber. They will not reach the surface." Hours passed. The battle was intense, but humans did not give up. Drones moved faster than the enemy could follow. Human ships adjusted formation instantly. Every attack was met with a precise response. Humans fought with skill and care, ensuring no innocent lives were lost. Finally, the Dralic fleet began to retreat. Their bombers destroyed and their strategy failing, they pulled back into deep space. Humans had protected the Zevran colony without causing unnecessary destruction. The battle was over, but the lesson was clear. Humans fought to defend, not to destroy. Ethan exhaled slowly. Everyone did well. We showed them exactly who we are. The Dralics will think twice before attacking again. Grace smiled faintly. They will, and the galaxy saw it too. Humans are not just fighters, they are protectors. On the Zevran surface, Leora and Merrick emerged from their shelter. Children laughed and ran through the glowing gardens. Families embraced, relieved to see their homes intact. Leora turned to Merrick. The humans, they are different. They will always fight for us. Ethan returned to the observation deck. He looked at the stars, knowing the Dralics would plan again. But humans had sent a message. They fought not for glory, but for justice. Their loyalty to allies was stronger than fear, stronger than power, stronger than anything the galaxy had seen. Dr. Nathaniel Scott, the chief scientist, reported on the drones. Captain, the system performed perfectly. We can now defend multiple colonies simultaneously if needed. The Dralics cannot outmaneuver us. Ethan nodded. Good work, Nathaniel. We will need every advantage. The Dralics will not give up easily. Grace added. Captain, we've received messages from other nearby systems. They want humans to stand for them too. They see what we did for the Zevrans and hope we will protect them as well. Ethan's eyes narrowed. We cannot protect everyone at once, but every species must know this. Humans fight for those who cannot defend themselves. That is enough. Respect us, fear us, or both. That is the choice they must make. As night fell over Loria, humans reviewed the battle data. They found ways to improve defenses, to move faster, and to protect even more effectively. Every adjustment was designed to save lives, not to destroy. Humans had learned that true power was in loyalty, courage, and precision. Leora painted a new mural in the city, showing humans standing tall against shadows of the stars. Children looked at it in awe, inspired by the humans who protected them. Merrick whispered to her, "They are heroes, not just fighters, but heroes." Ethan watched from above. The galaxy was beginning to understand. Humans were different. They fought not for themselves, but for justice. They defended not for power, but for loyalty. And the Dralics, hiding in the darkness, realized they could not ignore humans ever again. Grace turned to Ethan. Captain, what now? We prepare, Ethan replied. The Dralics will strike again, but every time the result will be the same. We protect our allies, always. The stars above were calm, but the galaxy had received the message. Humans were here, humans were loyal, and humans would not let anyone harm those they promised to protect. For the Zevrans, peace returned for now. Children played, gardens glowed, and families celebrated. Leora whispered, humans will always fight for us. They are our shield in the stars. And far in space, Ethan and his crew prepared for the next challenge. The Dralics would return, but humans were ready, always ready. The galaxy had learned that humans were protectors, fighters, and friends. Anyone who harmed the innocent would face the full strength of humanity. The stars shone brightly over Loria, calm but full of silent warnings. Humans were here, and the galaxy would never be the same. The galaxy was quiet for now, but humans knew it was only temporary. Captain Ethan Brooks stood on the observation deck, looking at the stars. The Dralics were still out there, hiding, planning, and watching. Humans had defended their allies many times, but the final challenge was yet to come. Lieutenant Grace Harper approached, her face calm but determined. Captain, our sensors report a massive fleet moving toward the Zevran system. This is bigger than before. The Dralics have gathered all their forces. They want to strike decisively. Ethan's jaw tightened. Then we give them a decisive answer. Prepare the fleet. Launch every drone, every ship, every defense system. The Zevrans will not be harmed, no matter what it takes. Grace nodded and hurried to the control room. Humans worked quickly, moving with precision. Ships powered up, drones activated, and orbital shields formed protective layers around the Zevran colonies. The humans had learned from every previous battle. Their speed, strategy, and loyalty were unmatched. Meanwhile, on the Zevran surface, Leora and Merrick watched from a safe shelter. Families huddled together, children holding hands tightly. I feel it, Leora whispered. Something big is coming. The humans, they will save us again, right? Merrick nodded. They always do. They are different from anyone else. They fight for us because they care. Far above, human ships moved into formation. Ethan's voice echoed across the fleet. Today we face the largest threat yet. But we do what humans always do. We protect our allies. We fight with skill, with courage, and with loyalty. The Daleks will not harm anyone under our protection. Not now, not ever. Grace coordinated the drones. Hundreds of units moved like living creatures, forming shields, intercepting incoming ships, and protecting every civilian area. Humans were precise, careful, and fast. The Daleks had faced humans before, but never like this. The battle began in the black void of space. Dalek ships attacked from multiple directions, but humans anticipated every move. Drones intercepted missiles, redirected energy beams, and blocked attacks before they reached Zevran cities. Human ships moved with strategy and speed that no one had ever seen. Ethan led the main fleet. He used decoy ships to confuse the enemy while drones and fighters protected the colonies. Every action was planned, but humans were also flexible. When the Daleks tried to change tactics, humans adapted instantly. On the Zevran surface, Leora and Merrick watched the sky filled with flashing lights. Children pointed and gasped at the streaks of energy in space. "They are amazing," Leora whispered. "They protect us without hurting anyone. That is why humans are different." Merrick nodded. "They are not just fighters, they are heroes." Hours passed. The Daleks fought hard, but humans were better. Their loyalty made them fearless, and their skill made them nearly unstoppable. Every time the Daleks launched an attack, humans blocked it, redirected it, or countered it. Civilians were never harmed, and Zevran cities remained safe. Captain Ethan Brooks gave calm, clear commands. "Keep the shields up, protect the civilians, intercept every attack. Do not let them reach the surface. Show them humans do not bluff." The Daleks began to realize they had underestimated humans. Their attacks failed again and again. They were clever, but humans were smarter, faster, and more loyal. The enemy fleet began to retreat, but Ethan did not let his guard down. Humans had to ensure the Daleks could not harm anyone ever again. Grace spoke quickly. "Captain, we can force their retreat completely. We can disable their ships without destroying them." "They will remember humans forever." Ethan nodded. "Do it. Show them our strength, but with restraint. Let them know we fight to protect, not to destroy." Human drones moved in a precise formation, disabling the Dalek ships, engines, and weapons. One by one, the enemy fleet fell back. The Daleks tried to regroup, but the humans' precision and loyalty were too much. They could not break the human defenses. Finally, the Dalek commander sent a message. The voice was harsh but quiet. "Humans, we will retreat. You are powerful. We underestimated you. We will not attack Zevran worlds again. This is temporary. Do not test us." Ethan looked at the message and then turned to Grace. "Make sure they understand this is not temporary. We protect our allies always. If they return, the consequences will be worse." The Dalek fleet disappeared into deep space. The Zevran colonies were safe. Humans had proven that their loyalty and strength were unmatched. Every species in the galaxy could see it now. Humans did not fight for glory or power. They fought for justice and protection. On the Zevran surface, the people came out of their shelters. Families hugged, children laughed, and the cities glowed brighter than ever. Leora painted a new mural in the central plaza, showing humans standing tall between Zevrans and the shadows of the stars. "They will always protect us," she whispered. "Humans will never leave. They fight because they care." Merrick smiled. "Yes, they are our shield in the stars. They are heroes." Back on the human outpost, Ethan watched the stars. The Daleks had retreated, but the galaxy would remember this battle. Humans had proven something important. Their strength was not just in their weapons or ships. It was in their loyalty, courage, and sense of justice. Grace came to him. "Captain, the galaxy will respect us now. No one will doubt humans again." Ethan nodded. "Yes, but respect is not enough. We must remain ready. We protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is our duty. That is our promise." Reports came from nearby star systems. Many species sent thanks. Some asked for human protection, and others simply watched, learning the lesson. Humans were no longer ordinary. They were a force of protection, loyalty, and justice. Dr. Nathaniel Scott reported from the science lab. "Captain, our systems are ready. We can protect multiple colonies at once. No fleet can break through if we are prepared." Ethan smiled. "Excellent. That is all we need. Humans are here to protect, and we will never fail." Leora and Merrick walked through the glowing gardens again, seeing the humans' ships orbit above. The Zevrans felt safe, inspired, and grateful. "They saved us," Leora said softly. Not just once, but always. Humans are different. They fight for what is right, not for themselves. Marek nodded. And the galaxy will remember. Humans are protectors, they are friends, and no one can harm those they defend. Ethan looked out at the stars. The galaxy had learned the lesson humans wanted to teach: harm our allies and face the full force of humanity. But protect the innocent, and humans would stand with them always. The Dralics were gone for now. Other species had seen the humans' strength and loyalty. The Zevrans were safe, and humans had gained the respect of the galaxy. But Ethan knew they must always be ready. Humanity's duty was never-ending. Grace spoke quietly. Captain, the Zevrans will never forget today, and neither will the galaxy. Ethan nodded. No, they won't, but that is the point. Humans are here to protect, to fight for justice, and to keep their promises. That is who we are. That is what the galaxy will know. As night fell over Loria, the stars shone brighter than ever. The Zevrans celebrated quietly, families hugging and children laughing. Humans had saved them, and the galaxy had seen their strength. And far in space, Ethan and his crew prepared for the future. The Dralics could return. Other threats could appear. But humans would always be ready. They fought for what was right. They protected those who could not protect themselves, and they never forgot their promise. The galaxy would remember the humans, protectors, loyal, fearless, and just. Anyone who harmed the innocent would face humanity's wrath, and anyone who trusted humanity would find allies who never abandoned them. Humans had shown the galaxy the true meaning of courage, loyalty, and justice. The Zevrans were safe, the Dralics had learned a lesson, and humanity had earned its place among the stars. Ethan looked at the horizon. We are here, he said softly. We fight for our friends, for justice, and for life itself, and the galaxy will never forget it. The stars sparkled over Loria, calm yet full of silent warnings. Humanity had sent its message. They were protectors, and they would never falter. The galaxy would never be the same.